Alright guys, here we go. This is game 1 of a best of 5 and the semifinals of the finals of the Star Circuit tournament. So this is winner's bracket. These guys both made it to the semifinal, and the winner of this goes to the grand final. As you can see, we've got a healthy prize pool this week of $370. And if somebody's feeling generous and wants to contribute 30 more, please do, because then we get a nice 400 on there. But thank you for everybody that has contributed. It is amazing. In the top left, we've got MSRM as our Furious Infernal, and in the bottom right, we've got Mixu as Celestial's Last Hope. This is the last Celestial still alive in the tournament. He was able to knock Refresh into the loser's bracket in the last round, looking to do the same here to MSRM in the semifinals. Now, if MSRM loses this semifinals, he goes into the loser bracket and has a chance to get right back into the grand finals. But nobody wants to have to go through all that. So I'm sure MSRM is looking to try to progress himself to the grand finals here, obviously. Now we've got Mixu here with a fast expand and a chamber. Now versus Refresh, Mixu did proxy aggressive builds every game. Versus the Infernal MSRM, he is surprising all of us by playing a macro style, or a little bit more passive, and boy is that going to work out, because Mixu would have run into MSRM's tower here. So MSRM getting this tower because he ran into Mixu last week, I think, and it was problematic for him. He was able to win, but he was really struggling versus Mixu's rush tactics. And MSRM said, I had enough of losing to that shit, so I'm just going to build this Shroud Stone, and he does. Now, Shroud Stones are expensive. They cost 150 and a worker, so 200, but they hold literally any rush. So if you get this thing early enough, you're not going to die to any rush in this game. So it's worth it. If you're confident enough in your macro, it's worth it to survive the early game. For sure. Especially if he pops a Prism. This Brute's going to go down, but the Fiend will escape. But yeah, that was great for MSRM. What was that, 4 slaps from a Brute? We've got MSRM taking the 3rd base here. He's also got his Conclave, and where is his Hellforge? He's going to go Hellforge next round. There it is, the Hellforge. So, and then it's going to be Ritual Chamber eventually, but he doesn't seem to rush that, and he gets his 2nd Vault. So it was Vault, Expand, take another base, Conclave, Vault, and Hellforge. Alright, makes sense. So it's like a delayed 2-1. It's like a delayed 3 base, but a 2-1 opener. Alright. I like it. Triple chamber Kree production. The Kree are spotted. The Surge is spotted. This is very clear to MSRM what this is. I have jokingly called this the Duchy build because I posted this in the Discord, this very build. It's pretty much exactly what he did. It's an early 3, it's a fast expand into an, but I like to do it with 3 chambers, but you can get to your Kree a little faster if you do it with 2 chambers, and he gets a couple Argents with it. So, but it's essentially that you have Kree with rollout around the time of the first Stormgate. It's a lot of fun. And now that Kree no longer spawn phantoms when they die, I think there's going to be a bit of a Kree meta that's going to develop in this matchup. Because, you know, if something gets worse versus Infest, or something is stronger versus Infest than it used to be, that's definitely a buff. It's a buff to take note of. But, and speaking of Infest, there's no Infest on the board. It's just Brute gone. But Brute Charge is a great counter to these Kree. So once Brute Charge is done, the Infernal... no, not that one. Sorry. The Infernal Fury that will push these Kree back. And this is really good Sim City. It's really hard for Mixu to get good damage here on these workers. MSRM will probably rebuild that Tribute Pyre because it just offers such good defense versus things like Kree. Because they take the aggro of the Kree as well. Yes, you can put your Kree there and press hold position, and he'll probably do that. There you go, that was him pressing hold position. But that can be denied a little bit with the Tribute Pyre too. So, Mixu landing some real damage there. Getting in like that and landing that damage is massive. Especially because he used his Stormgate reward, and notice how this speeds up all production from this building by 40% for the rest of the game. He's got it on these chambers too. So these things are like, they're kind of like, it's like a mini surge on the buildings, but it lasts for the whole game. So that'll help him catch up in the macro department. Staying on 2 arc ship. Now I'm just fascinated by that because I've noticed Mixu has not gotten very many arc ships in any of these bases, and he just stays on his production instead. Whereas most Celestials will get a heavy 3-base arc ship style and kind of slow macro it out. Mixu is doing a much more, I'm going to just use 2 arc ship, but that allows me to spend a lot more of my money on production, and I can use it to apply pressure. So instead of slow macroing on hard 3 arc ship, he is kind of doing a little bit less on the macro, but by doing damage and applying pressure to his opponent, he's kind of coming out in maybe even a better spot than the slow macro method. And I like this style more because, first of all, it's way more entertaining. We get to see more action. I think it's more entertaining to watch and more entertaining to play. And I've always liked being an aggressive player if I can, because it shows what your opponent is doing. You force them to build units, and you're kind of scouting what their army comp is. Okay, here we go. These are loaded with Magmadons and a couple Gaunts and 1 Magmadon in that one. So this is definitely an army. Mixu has to be very... No, Mixu! Get away. Do these have seismic slam? They do. That could have been disastrous, but everybody was distracted by that. Or we would have seen the Harbingers probably end the game right there, but this could still be a death push. So these Seraphim are doing a great job making everybody split their attention, but these Magmadon are going to get into a... This is a really good spot for these Magmadon. 1 seismic slam into Magmadon stuns is crazy. These Seraphims continue to do damage, but I don't see how Mixu clears this out, but I might be wrong because he's got these Judicators that are really well positioned, but they're not done yet though. Oh, if they were done, he's got this one putting in work. He's got Surge on it. These Seraphim would love to come home. This army is starting to dwindle, but he was able to clear all this out too. So I think both players doing a lot of damage to each other, but MSRM being definitely the winner of this engage because he wiped out Mixu's pretty much entire army. And look at the supply difference. And MSRM has a base up. So being a base up and ahead in supply is devastating. Now some of this supply gap will get decreased here. The Legion, the Guardian Nexus stays alive. That Magmadon dying takes a chunk of MSRM's supply away, but he's still ahead by like a solid 20. He's got these brutes taking this. He's not going to be able to win the Stormgate fight. He's got these units taking it. That's a lot of Shadow Flyers. Oh boy, they are going to wipe these Seraphim. Now Seraphim do have a little bit of what's called a mana shield, right? Where is it? Okay, here. So when they take, see how they have energy? Energy gets absorbed for the damage they take. So on damage, they absorb 1 point of damage at the cost of 1 energy. Now, so that means that they can absorb up to 100 damage of health if they have the energy for it. But they're not on full energy at all. And so these Shadow Flyers and these Spriggans are just going to obliterate. This is going to get obliterated right here. Oh my god. Yep, the Shadow Flyers got in. Seraphim are not able to get out because the Shadow Flyers got behind them. Oh my god, it's going to be a slaughter. Okay, nice splits, actually. And seeing the mana shield, they actually do decent, but there's too many Spriggans, and Spriggans explode. Oh my god, I honestly think the Spriggans could have killed that. But shockingly, Shadowfly is doing a little better than I thought they would. 2 base Seraphims, says Proba. Yeah, interesting, right? Mixu has been cooking, you guys. We saw him do some really unique compositions versus Refresh as well. Look at this, he's one-shotting these workers. Wow, doing a lot of damage with this. But still really far down on supply. like crazy far down. So he's got Kree here too. Kree are just kind of being sacrificed. We've got some Archers getting caught on the map. MSRM is widening the gap here, but he lost a lot of workers. But it doesn't really matter when you're this far ahead on army supply. I mean, this is now, it's like a 60 supply gap almost. Mixu knows it. He GG's out. He just knows he doesn't have enough. And he knows that he doesn't have the tech, doesn't have the army. GG, well played. Game 1 goes to MSRM. We have got game 2 here between MSRM and Mixu in the winners bracket semifinals of the final weekend of the Star Circuit tournament. We've got the prize pool here up to 370. These guys are in the semifinals, so they get at least some of that prize pool. So congratulations to MSRM and Mixu for making it this far and getting at least a little bit of that money. Money. And we've got Mixu down 1-0 versus MSRM here in this best of 5. And looks like MSRM is liking his Conclave first opener. He did this versus Senegalo as well, and it was incredibly successful. So I think we're going to see a Conclave expand into a second Conclave, and we might see a Gaunt timing. Now, the thing is, Kree are the flavor of the month, with them having buffed versus Inferno recently by not spawning a fiend when implied, even when infected with the curse. They do not spawn fiends. So I'm not sure how good Gaunts are going to do unless there's a lack of Kree. If there's a lack of Kree, Gaunts will shred. Now, is this going to be a tower? It is a tower. So it's Conclave first into tower. This fascinates me to no end. That it's a Conclave, not a vault. So I'm really curious where that's going to go. Weirdly defensive setup here. You can definitely just do that down here. You can do a 3-building wall with an arc ship and a chamber down here. I don't know why. Or he's trying to do, oh, okay. Well, he's trying to maybe deny the scout, I thought, but just playing it slow, perhaps. It is a cool spot for the node. It defends the ramp, and if you get attacked over here, you can pull your guys here, right? So, same with up here, you can run to this ledge and you're protected. So we got 2 Gaunts going into Scout. This is so weird. Okay, they get pushed back by Mr. Argent. We do see that the Guardian Nexus is almost done, and I just don't see a world in which it's not going to be Kree. It's going to be Kree, right? Yeah, okay, I was going to say, I just don't see in what world it's not. But we're seeing the Kree rollout. Now, Kree rollout's going to do great versus Gaunts, and this is looking like a Gaunt-heavy composition. Triple Conclave? If Gaunts don't do well versus this, then Gaunts are just... Or, I mean, if Kree don't do well versus this, then Kree officially suck. But I think they're going to do very well versus this. So I think, like, in terms of build orders, right now, this is a build order win for Mixu. If he executes this correctly, he's going to wipe these Gaunts off the face of the earth. What MSRM is going to need is Magmadons or Hexens with Hexen Phantom Traps. But we are seeing a push across the map happening here. And is that because he saw Gaunts? Is he thinking this might be a Gaunt opener? He scouted with Gaunts. I need to make these Kree kill as many Gaunts as I can as quickly as I can. We don't see a tier 2 yet, so no drops or anything. Okay, so we see... Oh, we saw a Imp being moved out on the map. That is a lot of Gaunts, though. And these Argents definitely don't want to see these Gaunts. They're gonna get popped by these Gaunts. Gaunts are faster base movement speed than Argent. Today I learned. They have a movement speed of... Where the hell is it? 5.5, where Argents start with 5. So Gaunts are just the same speed as Lancers? What in the hell? These Judicated nodes really need to finish. What is going on? Where are the Kree? Oh my god, there's just not enough Kree. Well, maybe, no. That's a lot of Gaunts. Is this a crazy timing? I just feel like if even one of these Judicator nodes gets done, though, these Gaunts are not going to be able to kill it. Where's the Surge? He's running up the ramp, but it's not. That's not a good option. He will die eventually. Okay, so this does look like a hold, but the fact that Gaunts are able to do this much versus Kree... Oh no, these Gaunts are suiciding now. There's no effigy energy, because he already used it and it's on cooldown. Okay, there's the effigy. Okay, but we see these prisms getting pulled. Yeah, that's a wipe. Oh boy, msrm. Yep, okay, I was going to say, Kree, this is a build order win, and if Kree don't win versus, I don't know what does. msrm taps out. Interesting to try a Gaunt timing versus what I call the Kree meta, but hey, maybe it's a metagame thing. On to game 2. Yeah, you're right, Proba. That was a great read, because he saw the Gaunt scout. And he said to himself, this is a Gaunt opener. I can end right here with my Kree opener. And, I mean, like I said, it was a build order win. Or one would argue a build order loss for msrm. Because it was a gamble. It was a gamble and it did not pay off. So here we've got game 3 in the best of 5 in the semifinals of the finals of the Star Circuit tournament. msrm going up game 1. With 1-0, Mixu punching back in game 2 to get himself a win, which means we've got at least 2 more games before anything happens to either of these players. Now, reminder, this is a double elimination tournament in these finals, so whoever loses these semifinals is going to get a chance of redemption to play the winner of the loser bracket. Because the loser bracket semifinals are happening right now as well. So whoever wins that is going against the loser of this game. The winner of this game is going on to the grand finals. Or, the winner of this series. Excuse me, this series. Like I said, it's best of 5 and both players only have 1 win. In the bottom left, we've got msrm as the Infernal doing a Iron Vault into expanded to second Iron Vault. This is much more the msrm that I know and love. And I think this is the better of the 2 openers. We will see a Conclave. We'll see a mixture of things. We'll see a third base soon, I think, and we will see a Hellforge soon. The real question is, when do we see a Conclave? Do we see a Conclave, or is this a delayed Conclave? He's doing the opposite. He's going complete anti-Gaunt. Mixu doing the same type of, I'll call it, safe version of the opener, where he's kind of stepping his way out. This is a map that, with this building, also is just a 3 building wall off, and I'm actually just a little surprised. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised to not see him just do that. At the same time, you're over here closer to your natural with quicker saturation, so maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine, and this is just like Celestials have been too greedy. I like that he's charging up his little Argent. That's a cool little animation while they're getting charged. They're like sparkly. See, I like that kind of purple sparkle right on the unit. Looks very nice. Because they have their little own sparkle when they're on their 3-shot mechanic. But that purple sparkle is a nice touch. Alright, enough about the sparkle. Purple sparkles, you guys. I'm distracted. So we've got... Okay, so we did see the Conclave, and it did definitely come after the third base. The Hellforge is a little later than thought, and here comes the Ritual Chamber. So msrm has kind of a pattern of getting 3 bases started before he starts any tech. But as soon as he gets his third base rolling, he does try to get his tech out really quick after that, which makes sense. You kind of set yourself up with proper macro mechanics, build a bunch of imps from all your shrines. And then while that's ramping up, you know, there's a time window that gets your tech. And meanwhile, you're sitting on chargers as long as you can to allow you to spend on these things. And then you're spending chargers before your chargers max out. Because otherwise you're essentially just wasting... It's kind of like being supply blocked in a way. And then at the same time, you want to make sure that you're ready for these pushes. Let's check supplies here. msrm has 4 supply available, but he's got a fine army. He has no upgrades, no curse, and no brute charge. That one Kree escapes. And since there's no infest on it or anything, it's not even going to take any extra damage. Mixu was also able to make Kree work very well versus Refresh, but it has nothing to do with the Kree changes. He knows how to use Kree. This is definitely going to snipe this Tribute Pyre, which is always nice. msrm only has 5 supply to work with, and he gets that one denied too. So great job. I mean, that's 2 snipes right there. And and over here with the little Kree run by again. Man, Mixu's been cooking with these Kree run-bys, you guys. This is very good play. Very measured. He had just the right amount of stuff, but Brute Charge is done. So some of these Kree were able to get chasing on. These Argents are going to die. The Kree over here do get cleaned out eventually. Mixu slightly down on supply after that, which is for sure favoring msrm, considering msrm is sitting on 3 bases. So this is a bit more like the first game. And msrm has a huge army here. There's just not much at home. And again, these Judicator nodes are just too late. They're just too late. This is exactly like game 1. Now looking to get Seraphim. There's Kree over here with a run by, but oh man, this is just not going to cut it. These brutes are going to do so much damage. The Judicator nodes, though, are almost done. These prisms are trying to tank, but they are still going down. That's a lot of Judicator nodes. Decent SimCity. Wow, okay, so he is going to clean this out, which is crazy, crazy good for Mixu. That was holy about as close as it gets. Okay, he has to avoid losing too many prisms here, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 prisms going down. Oh, no, it went from good to bad. Because now Mixu is, but he is killing these brutes, and Mixu is sitting in a decent amount of supply, but that's a lot of prisms to lose, and losing all those prisms means that this 3-base economy of msrm is going to start punishing Mixu, but Mixu was able to kill a lot of workers. Was it a wash? He's up ahead by supply by like 12. He's got this Archship moving out to take the 3rd, and I'm really, really fascinated by Mixu constantly just playing on 2 Archship and not 3 Archship. Just having more units. Statty Citizen saying that looked scary, but good hold. It was very scary. It was the SimCity and the fact I wonder if msrm actually just focused these buildings while they were under production, if he would have been able to end the game right there, you guys.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Okay, the tower is up here. That's really going to help these Seraphim and Kree run-bys. What happened to the tower that was here? It must have died to the Kree run-by. Or maybe he didn't build one this game. I might have to watch this replay back for my own curiosity. A tower here, that's going to negate any harass there. And a tower here. So the Seraphim and Kree run-by has come to a stop. He's able to snipe a base, yeah, losing a couple Kree for it, though. Gonna snipe another Tribute Pyre. msrm, though, is not bothered by it because he still has enough supply to work with. But Mixu getting damage done, because eventually he'll need those Tribute Pyre for supply. Like now, right now, msrm is feeling the lack of those Tribute Pyre. And he's gonna expand with a Tribute Pyre instead. Good choice. But Mixu, this is what I like about the 2 Archship versus 3 Archship. Mixu's able to keep pressure on instead. So good. Keeping msrm on 3 bases there was massive. Now msrm looking for a surround, does not get the surround. Is there a Heaven Step? There's no Heaven Step because the Heaven Step could have dashed to freedom. But he steps into the Wellspring. That is so good. That was so useful because then these Argents were actually able to be contributing to the fight because there's no way you wanted to focus the units that were in that. So huge positional play there by Mixu. That was awesome. But this is still a really big army, and I don't see Mixu's army beating this, even in the Wellspring. Don't get baited by your own good play, Mixu. It's not enough. Or am I wrong? And it is enough. There's no phantom spawning from these Kree, which is just fantastic. But no, he is able to push back. So I think Mixu getting a little overconfident with how well that fight went at first, and he got baited into it becoming a worse fight. We do see these adjudicated nodes, but again, goddamn, not done. But they will be. So we've got a lot of chambers. We still see these Legionnaires, but they have started to build Dark Prophecy. Now, we do know that Dark Prophecy was incredibly good versus Refresh. This is the semifinals of the winner bracket, Algorithmer. This is the semifinals of the winner's bracket, best of 5. And this is just a fantastic back and forth. Oh, I'm so happy that Mixu has done so well in these finals, because his Celestial style is something to take note of. He does it all off of 2 Archship, you guys. He's doing all of this off of 2 Archship. That's the takeaway of this tournament for me, for sure. Every other Celestial is doing triple Archship and saying, why can't I triple Archship? I can't keep up with my opponent. Well, maybe it's because 2 Archship with pressure is better, and that's what Mixu is teaching us right now. Mixu, you're goated for this, brother. Will it be enough to out-goat the goat who is MSRM? Because he is the he's the Infernal Hope right now. Actually, I think I don't want to say too much about the other series, but there might be another one left. Okay. Kree run by over here. MSRM taking another base. We got a big Kree run by. Kree run by with Seraphim is just awesome. But we have this tower here, so it ain't gonna do that. But he was checking for this base, and he sees he doesn't have this base. But there's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base for Mixu for MSRM, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bases for Mixu. Oh, okay, the Seraphim getting around the backside here, but the Kree staying in over here at this base. These Seraphim are doing a great job, because they sniped a bunch of workers there, and there's no tower back here. Where are the Shadow Flyers? There they are. We have a Spriggan and Shadow Flyers. We got a big Stormgate fight here. We've got the Harbingers with Magmadons, the MSRM special. And we've got a dragon. So this is a scary... Ooh! Unseen Veil being used for stealth here. Oh, but the Harbingers don't give a shit. They just drop, but they haven't... Oh my god. This is a crazy fight. We've got Archangel Slam going down. We saw the Dark Prophecy. We had the Harbinger Slam. We've got the Archangels here, or the Animets here doing their Animets redistribution, but it's too much. The stomp... the beefiness of the Harbingers with that Seismic Slam, along with the Magmadon stomps after, it's just too much. You know, Animates don't really want to ever see Magmadons. Magmadons are a great counterburst them, but we see still some Archangel action here, and this Archangel is doing a great job, because there really isn't a good answer other than the Dragon versus the Archangel. So the Magmadon did go down there, but oh, so does the Archangel, but another Archangel shows up. Huge toxic breath here from the dragon. MSRM is pushing down Mixu. Mixu's in a world of trouble. More Magmadon showing up. These Archangels were just a hair too late, but there's 2 more Archangel about to pop, and there really isn't much to deal with these Archangel. If MSRM doesn't end the game here, then Mixu could bounce back, but there is a huge supply. MSRM is taking a lot, or doing a lot of damage here, killing a lot of prisons while expanding by himself. He's a mushroom, not a goat. Well, he's looking like the goat to me right now, Algorithmer, because these Archangels were just a hair too late. This game does feel like it would and could have been winnable. Now we see a for Mixu, but it's definitely looking like a doomed situation. He's down, 70 supply. Even if he somehow clears out this army, it's not enough. This game did a little stutter. Was there a GG? I did not see it being typed out. We are on to Game 4 in the semifinals of the finals of the Star Circuit tournament. This is indeed the final weekend of the tournament, and MSRM is looking to be 1 win away from getting to the grand finals. Mixu gonna have to fight tooth and nail here to make sure that doesn't happen. And because he does not want to get himself in a situation where he gets pushed to the loser's bracket, then has to win that just to be back against MSRM again. Might happen anyway, but You know, I'm sure that both players would like to avoid the losing bracket right now. In the top left, we have our up 2-1 player, MSRM as the Blue Inferno. In the bottom right, we have got Mixu as the Red Celestial. Like I said, hoping to win this game to avoid getting pushed into the loser's bracket. I don't know who's waiting for him there in the loser's bracket. I am trying not to talk too much about those things because they could be spoilers in case anybody watches these series in any sort of out of order sequence. So I try not to talk about results from previous or other series. But the winner of the semifinals in the loser's bracket is going to be playing against the loser of this game. The winner of this game advances to the grand finals. Mixu sticking with the 2 arc ship, doing a little wall at the top of the main base ramp, and then taking a slower approach at the base down here. He's got a build that pretty much says, I will not lose to Fiend Rush, which is cool. I respect it. Meanwhile, MSRM is saying, I've got a build that will not lose to any rush because I am going tower early. And I think this has been a really cool thing. I've been preaching this, you know, screaming from my balcony and rooftops, Infernal players, just get this damn Shroud Stone. I know it's expensive. I know we don't want to get it. And if your opponent is going triple arc ship, it can be a little painful. But if you're confident about your own macro and your ability to play the mid and late game and things like that, it's okay to fall a little behind early if it means you won't die in the early game. And this thing just looks cool. Look at this thing. It's got the little arms. It's like chained. His arms are chained and it shoots out of the eye. So, double chamber, which tells me there's going to be a Guardian Nexus soon. And the Guardian Nexus will probably be once again be Kree rollout. We see Hellforge, so MSRM doing his usual opener. Vault, expand. I think then he goes Conclave and expand, or expand Conclave, and then he's gonna get a second vault soon if he hasn't already. Where is it? Ritual Chamber? Interesting. So this game he's not getting his second vault as early as he has been. He was getting his second vault before Ritual Chamber in most of his games, but this time it's really a 1-1. 3 base, 1-1 into tech for both. So a very well balanced build opener. Not leaning too heavily in any direction, but also no glaring weaknesses either. Scroll bug though, god damn you. Fuck, that's annoying. Alright, arc ship. One of them is already an arc station. That's interesting. He does it for the early Seraphim, huh? That's another thing you can do, I guess, if you have 2 arc ship instead of 3. You can afford to go tier 2 faster. Mixu is cooking. If you do things that slow down your macro, though, by delaying your 3rd arc ship, by doing things like that, you gotta find value into the other route you took. Ooh, he got the production speed up. I forget what it's called, but all of these things that are glowing have increased energy regeneration and increased construction speed, or production speed. What's the right word? It's both. It helps the building build itself faster, and it produces units faster, and the recharge rate. And recharge rate means either energy, or if there are stacks on the building, like if that was on an infernal structure, it would improve their cooldown on their charges. So it takes more than 4 shots. It takes, well, okay, that was 4. 1, 2. Yeah, it is 4. So it's 4 shots for Seraphim to kill an imp. So 2 is kind of the magic number, right? Because you could 2 volley like this. I mean, what do we see? Like 5 imps getting killed? That's fantastic. And over here, being super annoying, denying a 4th base from having its tribute pyre. And this means no shroud, which means this building builds a little slower. Here come the Shadow Flyers of Justice. Oh my god, nice splits. Both of these surviving at super low HP. But now you're playing with fire. You gotta get out of here, man. Because, like, damn, though. This is what I was talking about, right? The Seraphim are so good because they did force out the Shadow Flyers. And now the Shadow Flyers didn't get any kill. And so it was just a waste of resources. So great job. Going back here to a... one of these is turning into a Grace Light node, I assume. You could just go here and heal up. Because it gives you energy and health. This is a Void Heart Shrine, and they give energy and health. So I don't know why he didn't just fly there. Because these units would benefit from both. Neat. Okay. Oh, this has Infest on it. Oh, no, it's okay. I thought I was going to die because it's low health, but it's going to survive. Infest does 20 damage. Oh boy, this middle Seraphim is dead. Unless he can reach this. Go for the Void Heart Shrine, please, Mixu. No, dude. He definitely would have reached it, you guys. Oh my god. It survived from the energy shield. Oh my god. I'm a noob. I forgot about that. The energy shield regen just enough there to protect it from the curse damage, from finishing it off. Holy. Oh, he cannot get surrounded by this, though. Oh, boy. Oh, this is bad. Oh, boy. This is probably GG. That was really... Oh, my God. Super early Archangel. Imagine if he didn't just lose half his army. Oh, my goodness, dude. For the love of all that is holy. The Shadow Mark is really helping this production speed faster as well. So it is helping these Archangels. Another Archangel, more. It's just mass Archangel. This is so cool. He just lands them on the ground. But he doesn't have Avatar mode yet. God, he needs Avatar mode so badly. He loses the Arc ship. Oh no! Huge blunder. Huge blunder to lose that. Oh my god, I love this Archangel thing, but he's losing his army right before it and not having Avatar. He's just... Part of this build is slightly not cooked, and Meteor Slam does not leave anything on the ground. It's just an AoE slam, so it really did nothing other than that. These Spriggans are going to chase down this Archangel. The Archangel is still alive, just barely. It does go down eventually, though, so it's not good enough. Meteor Slam there, going to do damage, but so is this Hellborn that's chipping away at these Archangels. God damn, you want this Avatar so bad for this, but he doesn't have it, and he doesn't have the Surges. Well, he does have the Surges. Why aren't you surging? Surge this, bro. Oh my god. If he could have been surging this. I mean, I panicked too, but this is definitely a panic, no? Avatar is finally done, but doesn't even have enough energy to use it. He uses Reprieve. The Reprieve heals him up. He's gonna push this back, but at what cost? Mixu still somehow at a... Here's Avatar. Look at the difference Avatar makes. God damn, it changes everything. He lands these guys. They have a little Censure Dash. There it is. Boom. Jumps and stuns the unit. Oh my god, but he loses the one Archangel. Unbelievable how he let that happen. I can't believe it. And more Archangels are still under production. Now the Archangels are pushing back MSRM's army, but it's a 2-base, and I'll call it a weak 2-base situation here. Way oversaturated. He needs this base so bad. He needs to move this Arc Fortress here, but he's got, or he needs to bring Newith for Purify. These guys are so low on energy. They need energy from Purify, or they need to go in this Void Heart Shrine and charge the hell up. Okay, Avatar mode gets enabled anytime these things use an ability, but oh my god, getting caught out like that, and these Spriggans do apply a slow. Oh my god, these things aren't even going to be able to escape. These Spriggans are going to hunt this thing down. Look at it, see, it slows the movement speed. Okay, Avatar mode though does work, and oh god, if he just had Avatar earlier. If he just had Avatar earlier. Yeah, MSRM is up 100 supply now. All right, Mixu takes another loss. MSRM proceeding to the grand finals, but not by much. Mixu was so close. So now we're going to watch the loser bracket grand finals, you guys, or the loser bracket finals, because the loser bracket finals tells you who MSRM's opponent's going to be. So MSRM, congratulations for proceeding to the grand finals. That means he gets a good chunk of the prize pool, which is at 370, you guys. If you guys want to donate 30 more bucks, that'd be dope, and get us up to 400. That'd be really, really cool, because these have been some banger games. But that is the end of this semifinal, and we are on to the other semifinal.